All right. Well, welcome everybody. Wow, we just been having a passionate conversation. Max been has been sharing some recent things that have come up, man. So why don't you just keep rolling with it?
Yeah, dude. Basically just getting inspired to like put myself out there and like ask out girls and like in a way I'd never do before. Used to have like just crippling social anxiety. So I mean I've come a long way from then, but never thought I would just be like able to just like,
Hmm.
hey, you wanna go out sometime, So
By
kind
the
of
way, I mean, that does take a lot of courage.
yeah, well,
You know.
just keep, evolving, right?
Hmm.
Um so basically just been going through like realizing how in all aspects of life, but especially with this, like where I've just been forcing, just like trying to
Hmm.
predict outcomes, trying to force outcomes, thinking that I can do it all myself. And like, the more reps you put in, the more results you'll have, like the kind of rise and grind mentality instead of like actually manifesting, like co-creating the source and like letting things go so they come back. So really I've been realizing like, damn, like I was really forceful with some things and like trying to make dates happen and stuff that like people literally said yes and everything seemed okay and then they fell through. They're like scheduling and this thing comes up unexpectedly and I'm just like, what the hell, man? And then I'm getting frustrated, right? Which is adding more resistance. But
Hmm.
then there was this miscommunication with this girl that I asked out like in person, just like on the fly, a girl next to the place I work at. And I was just like, um, I was like, there was this miscommunication where we were supposed to hang out and it didn't happen because it's a long story, right? But just like didn't text in time because I was busy at work and she thought I
Hmm.
wasn't interested, whatever. So then I was kind of like, well, like, I confirmed it. And then I started to get pissy about it because I'm like, well, I confirmed it at, like the night before and like all this stuff. More resistance, right? Then she texted me. We were like talking a little bit back and forth, less, which I was like, this isn't a good sign, but like just kind of like, longer to respond. And then it's just like, she's like, I'm actually going on vacation and I'll be gone for like, 10 days or 8 days, whatever. So maybe we can do something after that. And I was like, okay. I was like, I get it. Like, I'll take that as a sign. Like, I'm letting you go. I'm for like, not in
Hmm.
like a mean way, but I was kind of like, all right, just forget you. Like, not in a bad way, but just in like, I'm just going to let you go. I'm not going to expect anything, because it
Hmm.
sounds like you're not interested or like, I don't know. For me, I'm also just impatient. That's what it also just says. I'm just like impatient. But you try to read into things from text on a screen, and it's weird, right? Anyway, as soon as I was like, I'm gonna let you go. Like, if you want to hang out, we'll hang out sometime. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna expect anything. And then literally, like an hour after that, I like walk past the shop, and she's working there, and I walk in. And we start talking. She's like, "What are you doing right now?" I was like, "I'm gonna go to the park." And she's like, "You want to like have that date finally? Like, you want to like want me to let's go take a walk?" And I was like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, okay." But I didn't have an agenda. I didn't have anything behind it, and it just happened. And I was just like, "Duh." Like, that's when things happen. I'm like, God damn,
Yeah.
that's when things happen. And I forced it, and I tried, and I predicted, and I everything, and then I just let it go, and it just came. And of course, things that are meant to come in will come in, right? But
Hmm.
it's not like you're gonna get every outcome that you want. Like
Right.
if someone's not meant for you or whatever. But I was just like,
So you're right. So what's the subtleties there that you noticed then, like just in that one experience?
yeah, the subtleties of just like expectation, like frustration, like all these little bits of resistance that were just there that I was creating by making assumptions and judging her and she was probably making assumptions about me, right? Because she thought I wasn't interested and all these things where we were
Hmm.
all kind of in our head. And then the subtleties of just letting go and just not having expectation and not having resistance around it and just letting it be,
Yeah.
where like, okay, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. And then it happened like literally an hour after I said that
Yeah.
and felt that.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, just it's funny, it's humbling, just
It is.
learning to let life breathe in, you know, like we expansion and contraction, right? Like intention and surrender.
Hmm.
And I had so many intentions, and when I finally surrendered, then they could come to
You
life,
could
right?
allow them in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
It is, man. So that's just like basic law of attraction, but the whatever we resist, right, persists. Whatever you fight against, you make more.
Yeah. And that's where my focus was, right? I wasn't
Hmm.
focusing on this could be a really fun relationship. We could, like, and from having past relationships that didn't work out, it's like you can focus on, like, you can think about a great relationship, and then instantly the energy goes to the losing of it, or the not having of it, or the pain of it ending.
For sure. The fear.
The fear, as opposed to the joy and the love of, like, the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I feel like we could be masters in that sense, to where we could enjoy everything when it's here and let it go when it's gone, and you'd never feel pain to that degree, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to as humans, but like the Buddha mind, the Christ mind, is like actually
Yeah.
just letting things flow in and out
Absolutely.
freely,
Connected to infinity while you're here experiencing this realm. I mean, that's the best place to be. That's where we're all like wanting to reside, right? And ground in heaven on earth.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so one thing I noticed that, you know, on my journey too, is like work with the subtleties that come up. For example, I still had dislike in connections. That's to say, if something didn't go quite right, disappointment would arise within me. So what that was showing me was I still had disappointment within me. Yeah. Right. Otherwise, it would not have manifested within my experience, disappointment. Yeah. So I can work now with the energy of disappointment inside myself, heal that and integrate it. Again, become more whole. And then, as you move forward and that energy is no longer there, it just doesn't arise, right? So, I hope that makes sense. But that's just working with those subtleties that come up.
Does that come from like accepting it? Like, I mean, I guess I have a pretty good grasp of it, but like, you know, like understanding it, being aware of it, right? Like, oh, this is disappointment. Like I need to learn to let go of this, and I need to find that peace in the present moment, right? And the infinity of the moment that exists, right? Yeah. Because that's kind of what I do when it comes to overcoming something. It's just like tap into, like I don't want to be dependent on something else, you know? So it's like always finding that wholeness within first. But then life just gets so messy, and you just get caught up in the fucking game. And then all of a sudden your validation comes from if someone says yes or no, right? And,
for sure.
And it's, those are old patterns, right? So.
Yep. And that's the evolution of the soul and mastery. And that's what I've done and continue to do, is just work with whatever it brings up within you, right? So yeah, absolutely, acceptance first, and then you notice it, and then you sit with it unconditionally. And then you don't necessarily have to do anything, but you just notice, oh wow, there's disappointment inside of me. Let me sit with this part of myself and love myself unconditionally, and allow this part to integrate. Right. So and then what you can do is you can explore belief systems. What I've done is explored belief systems like, okay, disappointment came up within me. What must I have to believe is true in order to be experiencing disappointment? Because you'll notice that you can't have a feeling without a belief. And so then you can bring the belief into the light and change it. Yep. But definitely always acceptance first. Look within, see what it's brought up. And, that's your opportunity to grow and evolve and heal. So.
Cool. Dude.
Yeah, man.
That may be it, man, for today. I'm just
running low on battery.
The battery just dying out. So. Cool.
So, awesome, brother. I'm glad you shared that, though. So, like working with resistance.
Letting go of resistance.
Yeah.
Finding that state.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Till next time.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.